name is Morgan Alexander. I have been with Century Mini for about 13 years. We are one of the closest BMW Mini stores in upstate South Carolina in the Greenville area. Their next closest store is about an hour and a half from us. I am the Traffic and Loyalty Manager here at Century. I've done a couple different roles. Started in service, finance, and now BDC sales. So I would say one thing specifically that makes our store stand out in our market and our region is our approach to pricing specifically. So we actually take a one price approach, which means that we price honestly, transparently, based on market value directly up front. We don't add in a lot of extra fees or anything like that to our pricing model. So when people the feedback we tend to get from people is that we have super transparent pricing on our stores, and it actually helps our customers build a lot of trust in us from the very beginning. So I think that makes us stand out amongst a lot of other dealers that are a half a mile down the road. Thus far, I mean, like you said, we just started today, basically. But I think that it was very thorough. I enjoyed walking through the different pieces because it's a very detailed system with a lot of different moving pieces. But honestly, I think the training was great, and I think the way that it was laid out and walking us through where the customer starts and then where the dealer comes into play, and going over all of that information through each step could have taken all day and hours, but it's a very streamlined and efficient process, and I appreciated that, and my team appreciated that, in order for us to get the information that we need and the time that we needed to do it. So the one that I found unique, at least for my department specifically, BDC, would be the trade portion that I keep going back to. The fact that they can select all these things about the vehicle, but also it builds a trade section into that portion, just because that's a question that we get so frequently is, I have this vehicle, I want this vehicle, but what can I do about my trade? So having that portion in there, and specifically the button that says like the approach, like let's get your trade evaluation, and it creates an email for my agents to be able to send out to that person, is just a super helpful tool for them, specifically in their line of follow-up that they need to do, and helps them to push that person to actually come into the store, because I know this system is a lot about streamlining it for the guests and making a lot of options, giving them a lot of options electronically, but that also being a kind of helpful tool for a BDC agent to get that push into the store is really great. I am envisioning the BDC team to take what they know about this system. We know the kind of subsources and the sources that these leads are coming in under. That's going to be the biggest part for them to be able to know where this lead is coming from. And taking that and understanding what we went over today, what the customer's been through, at least as far as that part of the process goes. So knowing where the lead is coming from, knowing what the customer's already put in information-wise into the system, and then taking that lead and knowing how to proceed with it. How far along did they actually go in the process? Are they a draft? Have they completed the application? Are they abandoned? Like, them being able to utilize that part of the system to understand what the next step needs to be so that they can help streamline that for the customer is really the best part about it. No, I mean, I'm really impressed with the system. I think that as far as being able to kind of go into more extreme detail that we did today, I'm impressed that the system has all of those different steps figured out. From what we talked about, where the first initial rollout of this system was like collecting their information, to what it is now at 2.0 is astronomically different. And the amount of just time and effort that went into building each one of those sections, I think is really great. So I think it's a great tool, and I think that I can't wait for it to come out in BMW because I'm excited to see that portion of it as well.